Hello and welcome to 15-Minute Gamer. My name is Tony and this is Dead Alliance on the PlayStation 4. It is also out for the PC and Xbox. But you know where the words are best? The words are best on the Steam store. So let's have a look. The reason I brought you to the Steam store will become apparent soon, but basically Dead Alliance is a fast-paced multiplayer first-person zombie shooter, that's a lot of words, set in a post-apocalyptic world where 4 military bases have been turned into the only remaining city-states. Build your squad and take strategic control of bases across maps infected with zombies, using the dead themselves as the weapons against your opposing faction. It is a 4-on-4 frenzied multiplayer action. Seize the dead, think quick, and use the zombies to distract, disable, and attack your opponents. It's a zombie MOBA, solo survival mode. It also has single-player operations and deep customization. This is the bit. Dead Alliance Multiplayer Edition does not include the single player content. So, if you just want to play it multiplayer, it is $19.99. If you want to play it as solo or have any single player parts, it is $29.99. Now, I'm going to explain later why that's a problem. So back to the gameplay. So yeah, basically this is a 4-on-4 shooter that you can play with friends or solo if you pay the extra money. Now as far as I can tell, on the PlayStation and Xbox you can basically just pay the full amount and that's it. There's no just multiplayer only game that I can see. Anyway, I've had a look around and can't really see. The price point's not too high. It is not a AAA game. It is price point at the $29.99 mark, $24.99 on the PlayStation Store, which, you know, yeah, is in that, you know, indie, as it's called, category. And the interesting thing about this one, and if you can notice, is that it's not you versus 4 versus 4, as in just 4-on-4. There's also zombies. Now, yeah, I know what you're thinking. When they say it's a MOBA, it is kind of not. I think that's the wrong way to describe it. Basically, they're very small maps, 4 versus 4, a couple of game modes, which we'll cover later on. And you just have to do, if it's capture the flag, if it's team deathmatch, if it's one for all, or whatever. And you just have to go and kill them. And what's in between is just as a boatload of zombies that are in between you. So that is kind of the multiplayer. This is AI bots at the moment, and I'm going to show you now some single player campaign, which is just you, the campaign in open brackets, is you. This is it. This is that mode before with the bots, and this mode now is what they want you to pay £10 extra for, which to me should just be in the bloody game anyway. Because where else are you going to hone your skills or do training or whatever or get used to the weapons? That's what single player's for. So this is like a survival single player portion of the game. The other one you can just choose all the modes you can choose on multiplayer. This one is its own separate kind of module, I guess, and it's just you versus a load of zombies. You have to get to these safe zones, so when you step on it, it becomes like a bubble. So you'll see the bubble kind of resonating out, and then you just have to stay inside that bubble until it closes and then move to the next bubble. Each time you go into a bubble, you'll find crate drop, well, usually some sort of crate drop, armor, that sort of thing. You just have to survive as long as you can, and that's kind of it. There's not much more to it than that, and that's why I kind of have that problem with the £10 price. Like, if I was getting a full, massive single-player campaign with missions, well thought out, 4 or 5 hours of gameplay, I'd be like, wow, that's quite good. You know, like, okay, I will pay £10 for that because some people only want the multiplayer aspect. Some people never touch the single-player aspects. I'd also argue some people will only ever touch the single-player aspect and maybe never touch the multiplayer. So should there not be, well, if you just want to buy the single-player mode for $9.99, have it. Would be my argument on that one personally, but never mind. As a solo player myself who prefers to play on my own on games a lot of the time, that would have been ideal for me. So that's it for your single player experience. You get some bots, say AI bots, which aren't particularly intelligent, and this game mode here, which is basically running around a sort of semi-sized map. There's about 5 or 6 maps to go through, and you can upgrade your weapons as you go through and survive. There's kind of a storyline in the background, but because you're shooting zombies, and if you stay out of the bubble for too long, your health deteriorates really quickly, that you kind of haven't got time to listen to the story. I was kind of like, what they're blabbing on about? And when I got killed, they were still blabbing on. I was like, I don't care. I've past the point of caring. I haven't listened to it because I can't follow it because I'm constantly trying to shoot zombies and see where it goes. So you can see the circle's sort of coming in now. And that's it. That's all you get. And then you move to the next point. So you've finally got that. And the game itself, as you can see, it's as you can describe it, it's quite basic. It kind of reminded me of some sort of like mod for a game or something some guys had thrown together, kind of like some parts of it kind of a basic asset flip. Like when I'm playing, I'm like, oh, this is bad, there's some really bad glitches. And that's basically it for the £10 single player campaign. So let's have a look at what you can do when you want to play against bots on single player. So here we've got 5-6 maps. We've got a few game modes. It doesn't explain what any of them are. I'd like to see a little bit of a description, and normal and hard difficulty, and that's all you get. That's what you're paying all that money for. 5 maps, which are in multiplayer and easy hard, and it's just to say, just bots, and it's just like multiplayer would be. And this one, it's on the screen now, is King of the Hill. So obviously, all you're doing is get the control point and holding it for as long as possible. So yeah, there is the AI or human players, which are the other team of 4. There's your team of 4, and there's also maps full of zombies. Now, what this game encourages you to do, however I've not seen any of it, is you use the zombies to your advantage. So you have zombie weapons. Zombie weapons are special kind of weapons. They are distractions, frenzies, crates. There's about 10 of them. And each loadout has a certain one of them or 2 of them, and you can customize the loadout and add which zombie devices you want. So what you're supposed to be doing is using the zombies to your advantage. So when you're playing the game, you want to keep zombies between you and the other players, because then they have to battle through zombies to get to you. Or you want to use the zombies to be frenzied and go after the other team. And this is what it's about, like you might want to distract all your zombies into one place using zombie pheromones or whatever they're called. And then send them all frenzied so that you have loads instead of just one. And that mechanic, when I first saw it, that's kind of interesting. However, in practice, when I jumped onto multiplayer, nobody was using any of them tactics. They were using it as a straight up shooter, which was my concern, so to say. Once you put 4 people in the room, they're just gonna end up killing each other, and the zombies are gonna come second place, and they kind of do. The zombies aren't particularly challenging. They're not supposed to. They're kind of just an annoyance in the way to make you go, right, okay, well that zombie's in the way, isn't it? Oh, that zombie's behind me. Oh, that zombie's hit me once. They're not generally. There's nothing to say they won't kill you, because they will. And what aspect it does add to the game a lot, and which I like, is that you can't camp, snipe or anything, or stand around on the map. Because if you do, you're going to get got by a zombie. The zombies are going to get you. You can't just hang around and hope for the best. So yeah, I'm a little bit undecided on if I like it or not. I'm going to keep playing it a little bit more. I think if this was just a standard 4 versus 4, you'd kind of be like, oh my god, this is terrible. So they've kind of added that zombie element in to kind of keep you going. So this is against the bots. This is the loadouts, just showing you a little bit now. There's 6 on there that are pre-done. You can also pre-build your own loadouts as well, so you can add different weapons in, buy different weapons, and the amount of weapons isn't that bad, to be fair. So back to the gameplay. So yeah, so moving away from the single player experience, I'm now including some multiplayer gameplay. Multiplayer is run, as I said, the exact same way as the iBot, apart from its matchmaking, and has the really annoying feature when your host leaves the game. So if they're on the losing team quite regularly, they quit, you quit. The game will just time out, will just stop working. I hate multiplayer games like that. Like, I know there's not much you can do, but maybe just take them over by a bot, remove them from the game or something. Don't ruin everyone's game for them, because we were on the winning team on one of the games, and I was doing quite well, and it just froze out and ended, and because the host left, and I can't stand it. games. It's why I don't play multiplayer games very often. As you can tell, I don't really like multiplayer. If I'm with friends, I enjoy multiplayer. When I'm on my own and I'm playing with randoms, as most people, it's not quite as enjoyable. So it's the same game modes, it's the same premise. You got the zombies. They're going to go around killing you, and you're fighting over control points, death matches, or whatever on small scale maps. There's just nothing there to change. Is the multiplayer good? Yeah, I mean, I can imagine if you can get you and 3 of your mates, you know, maybe have a couple of hours on this during a couple of weeks, you know, you'll quite enjoy it. Because, you know, there is the odd bit of tactic there with you throwing the zombie stuff to get the zombies to attack. But overall, I know I kind of don't want to make this a review video. I can't say I'm impressed. I find it quite boring. I can't believe... I think $19.99 is a good price point for both things, and I think a lot of people can find that. $29.99 charging you £10 for what is primarily just an offline multiplayer is ridiculous. And I hope that's not a new precedent in games where they're going to start charging you just for the single player aspect to be added on. When it's not even a single player, it's just AI with bots. I think single player is quite misleading. The other one's just a survival game with the exact same zombies in, so it's nothing different. There's not many different types of zombies either. You don't get like spitters and grabbers like Left 4 Dead. None of that. They all seem to do the same thing of what I've noticed so far. There's nothing unique or different about them. And that's another thing, like, when I first saw this, I was kind of like, ooh, 4x4 Left 4 Dead, is that what we're getting? And then played it and quickly realised that wasn't what we were getting. You know, it might have been cool if there was a bit of backwards and forwards, or if you captured the part, you move forward, or have a permadeath thing where you die and turn into a zombie. How cool would that be? You know, like, really think outside the box and just not. It's just a very, very bog standard 4-on-4 multiplayer shooter. There's not a bad variation of guns. It's not great. There's plenty of skills and perks. There is a lot of skills and perks, to be fair. But apart from that, it's kind of just a little bit dull, and I'm kind of disappointed with it. As I go put a few more games into it, this isn't the final review. I very well doubt it's going to impress me, but I might start hating it more. You never know. So, yeah. So just to cover a little bit about the customization, you can customize your light, medium, or heavy guy. You can't change the look of the guy, it's just kind of the weapons. And as you can see there, weapons are about 100 grand. I've got 2,000 after playing for about half an hour, or whatever at this point in the footage. You can see there's so many perks to add on there. Slight description with what they are. You can buy them in, put on different guns, that sort of thing. So I was actually quite impressed with the amount of perks and skills, and there's a couple of guns for each level. You know, there's different things like a skill set. So basically, when you kill so many people, you get to unlock a certain skill, like show all the enemies, scouting, that sort of thing. So I was actually I was quite impressed with that aspect of it as well. There was quite a lot to customization that we have. You can put skins on the guns and stuff. I've not seen any microtransactions yet. It wouldn't surprise me if they're here, considering the already recent DLC with different types of guns in them. It wouldn't surprise me. But at the moment, I couldn't see anything microtransaction-y wise. But as you can see, there's quite a few skills, and you can sort of customize it the way. But no character customization from what I can tell. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I've given you a little insight what this game's like. I know I haven't spent too much time with it. However, I just can't see me spending... If I spent 7, 8, 9, 10 hours out of this game, it's not going to change how it is. The gunplay's alright, the graphics alright. It's alright if you got a few friends, you get in a sale for $10 each or something like that. I can highly recommend it. Would I pay $29.99 for this game? Not a chance. Just go pick up the old Left 4 Dead or Counter-Strike or just something else. You can get so many better games than this. It's just not good enough. It's not an early access either. I saw zombies walking through things. They appear from nowhere. They don't come out the ground or anything like that sometimes. Clipping issues. I've shot people in the head and they just haven't died. Zombies, sometimes your gun won't work. You'll reload and your gun will just go clip. It won't even do anything when you go and shoot. I've seen slowdown, FPS issues, connection issues. It's a little bit of a mess. I'm sure they'll patch most of it out, but it's just... decent idea. Zombie MOBA first-person shooter. If you had your zombies on your side and sent the zombies down the list, again, great. But they're not. The zombies go for whoever the hell they want, and the AI in the zombies is also pretty poor as well. To be fair, unless they're frenzied, you can kind of just walk past them half the time, shoot them in the head, and then go away. So yeah, it's not a game I would recommend at all at this early stage. And there might be a full review coming, might not. It just depends how bored I get of it first. So I will catch you all later. Goodbye.